Hi guys, welcome back to Max Electronics. I hope you're doing well this evening. It is really hot here in Australia tonight. Extremely hot. It's 35 degrees outside and it's dark already. You can't even breathe without aircon. Anyway, in today's video we'll be looking at this cheap eBay stereo. It's generic brand, model 7018B. Let's see what it does. I've bought it before. I'm selling my car actually, and I want to keep my Sony that is always with me, so I'm replacing it with this stuff, just so it doesn't have a hole in there. So let's have a look at it, so stick around. I've got the power supply ready. I haven't opened the box yet, that's how it arrived. I've dealt with those before, so I know already some downs, but let's experiment. Here's the box. Now when we open it, it's a very small radio, so we'll find a manual with the cables and a remote control. And the stereo itself, it's very light. Let's have a look at it. And it claims to be MP5, just to show you in the box here. So it is, it's got TF as SIM card, which I've got ready here. A clock, obviously, remote control, FM radio, MP5 tag. I'm not sure what that means. Stereo and WMA tag. So I guess that means the formats it can handle. I do have a couple of other formats. It's supposed to be 1080p video format. I already know the screens are crap in those. So it's a touch screens. It supports MP3, WMA, Wave, FLAC, APE. I'm not sure about APE or OGG. It's got quite a few video formats. MJPEG. It's got full MOSFET amplifier. We'll have a look inside as well. So all this stuff, trust me, the box looks a lot better than what it actually is, but it works. So here is the unit itself. And let's slowly peel that off to reveal a touchscreen, your typical touchscreen. Now, oh, that's a bit different. They've upgraded it. There used to be a big button here, like you saw in the picture. Oh, no, this is a different model. So it's got a microphone, infrared. It does not have Bluetooth. It's got wiring diagram on the back. So not much here really, just the card slot, auxiliary input, reset, USB port that claims that you can screen mirror your Android phone. So we'll see about that. So in the back we have our speaker output and our accessory input. So one plug is for speakers, the other one's power in and ground and all of that sort of jazz. Dimming, remote control. I'm not sure what that is, I don't remember, but I'll have a look at the manual. So then we've got left and right out for the output for the subwoofer or preamp. We've got video out and another video out for two rear seat screens. We've got camera in and we've got CVBS in, which is your analog input. So no GPS in this version, and antenna. I can tell you already that those outputs, the video outs for the back screens, they will only work, I'll show you in the menu. So when you're playing video, let's say, and you switch, the back screens would not play it for some reason, unless you press play on the back, then the back screens will work, but this one won't work. So you have to choose either to play it on the front or the back seats output. So technically it's either the front or the output. You can't have both, which is odd. My Sony does both. Okay, let me wire this up. Okay, I have wired everything, so let's plug it in. Let me just explain you quickly some of the cabling. The speaker side, they're always in coupled colors, so you can see purple, that would be one speaker, gray is another, green and white. So white is front left, and as you can see they got striped cables with a black, like white black and white. White black is a negative and white is the positive, and same goes with the rest. So the green one, it's for example, it's a rear left, and you'd have the striped one is the negative and the green one is the positive. And with the power supply, this one is slightly different to the one I previously bought. So we've got obviously our black is the ground. Then we've got the yellow, which hooks up to always the battery, otherwise you'll lose the clock. So yellow always has power on it. Red one is accessory, so when you turn the key on, the red one gets the power and the radio switches on. That's why I've commoned them, so they both will turn the radio on. Now the green and orange, it's supposed to be illumination. Usually there's one orange, and that's illumination. What happens is when you turn your headlights on, 12 volts goes in here, and the stereo is supposed to dim down, maybe light up some backlights, but there's two of them, so we'll see what they do. Then we've got the blue one, which is antenna out. That's for your automatic antenna. You know, when you turn the key on or turn the radio on, when that's on, it outputs 12 volts. So that goes to your antenna to, you know, extend it, or to your amp to turn your amp on. Now, we've got the brown and pink. The pink one is the sensor, which I'm not sure, it's a reversing sensor. So I guess maybe when you're too close, it does something. I'm really not sure. And the brown one is a steering remote. So from what I remember, this stereo, you can program it. So if you have an authentic, say BMW, or not BMW, but let's say Mitsubishi, and it's already got the steering in the control in the wheel, and there's a cable. We usually with 3.5 jacks, so tip, ring, sleeve, and it's only two. The tip and sleeve is engaged. So sleeve is the ground, which is a command, and the tip goes to the buttons, and it's all resistive. So if you apply, for example, between the gray wire and the ground 10k resistor, it means stop, 12k resistor means play, and so on and so on. So this one has a programming. So what happens is once you hook it up to original steering wheel, you go into the menu here and you select, for example, play, and then you press the button that you want to be play, and it remembers the resistance and knows that that resistance means play. So that's actually a good feature in this stereo. Let's plug that in. The other thing, you can't mix up those plugs. They will not fit it. The actual key on the side here is different for both, so you can't switch them around. They'll only go one way. I've got a small Sony speaker plugged in here on the table. The quality, I can tell you now, the audio quality is quite crappy. So there is no point hooking up a proper sound system. Let me just get this on the bench somehow. There we go. Okay, let's experiment first of all. Make sure the wires are here. I want to get that green and that, which one was it? Orange, just nearby, so I can short them to the positive and see what happens. Okay, I'm ready to turn it on. Here we go. Welcome. Typical logo, still the same. It's consuming 500 milliamps. And it's got radio. I'm pretty sure when you touch the volume here, oh, you can press it to mute. Okay, I didn't know that. When the volume appears, you can use that to adjust it by hand. So that's your radio. To be honest, the touchscreen improved a bit. Last time it was horrible. It does have Bluetooth, so you can actually connect it to your phone. The brightness, oh, that's daytime. Oh, okay, what happens if I, hang on. So we turn that off. Oh, and, oh no, that turns on. I was going to say you wouldn't be able to find. Okay, that works. Let's try shorting out the orange wire to the positive. Nothing happens. Okay, let's try shorting out the green one. Yes, so the green one will dim the screen, as you can see. I'm not sure what orange one does then. Oh, I know why they said parking sensor. So parking sensor, which was pink, if I short that to the positive, that will actually give me a reverse camera view. Yep. So there is no, it says reversing in the top left corner, as you can see, right there, but there is no video feed. So that's what the pink one does. It's for reverse camera. Now this changes color, as you can see. Let me turn the lights off. this changes color, and you can choose the color you want. I'm not sure, it's very silly because that's the only thing that let me show you if I can remember where it is. Settings, English, audio settings, general, should be PAL. There you go, backlight, and you can see you can choose the color red, green, blue, yellow, pink, purple, cyan, so all the typical colors, and white and cyan are very much the same almost. Let's go auto. I'll let it blue. Okay. So steer, that's the function I was telling you about. So when you go here, you can press, for example, you can't really see. Let me turn the light on, see if that's better. Yeah, that's better. So for example, back, and then I'll press the button on the steering wheel saying that's back, and it'll remember it. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. Now, let's... no, they didn't improve. My Sony is way better. So that's your... maybe it's not a touch screen, maybe it's the firmware on it. So you can control where you're in the car. We've set everything here. Logo settings. Let's see what that means. Oh, I've guessed it. Okay, so here is something for you. If you want to change your logo, you can enter 1, 2, 3, 4, enter, and it'll give you option to choose which car you have, and you can choose out of those cars. Huh, interesting. Let's go for this one. So that should have changed the logo. Let's give it a go. I'm going to turn the power off and turn it back on again. Huh, it does work. Interesting. Okay, let's plug the card in. We got MP3. A very slow EQ to respond. Okay, so it works. Now how do we play video? Explorer, okay. Let's go for photo and see if it reads any photos. I've got photos from DJI in HD, so let's see if that works. It does. Oh, I want to see if I can zoom right in. Okay, there's a zoom. Well, that's reversed for some reason, so if you want to move the photo this way, you'd have to... Okay, well, at least it works, and it does seem to be reading high definition pictures. Oh, it can even rotate it. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Oh, that's a slideshow. So there's another one. Let's try zooming in on that. Yes, it works. Okay. So it does read HD photos. Screen seems to be a lot better than before. Last screen you could see the pixels just coming out of the screen. Now how do we go back? Let's go back and let's try videos. Now I've uploaded a few videos. I've uploaded movies, which is my special effects for movie making, and I've uploaded a really HD video, which is MP5 from the, well, it's H2, what is it? 265 format from DJI Drone. So let's try the normal movie files and see if they work. No, so movie files don't work. I think it's going to go to the next one maybe. Okay. There's 3 of them. So the next one is DJI Drone, which is MP4, technically MP5. That doesn't work either. So this tips for you. Okay, let's try again just the drone. Oh, actually, there's more to it. There's another one that I did. So there's a drone one. So it's not supporting MP5. And let's try the one that is typical MP4 that I did with my subscriber count announcement, which is this one. This is a base format MP4 and it doesn't work. Okay. So that's pretty much it. I don't know what formats I need to get. And it's very glitchy, which is what you would expect from it. So trust me, if you want a good stereo, get something like Sony. I wouldn't get that. It just reset itself. Okay. Well, as you can see, that's what this unit does. Oh, there we go. All right. Now let's have a look what's inside. Now that you saw what that unit is, let's have a look inside and what's making it tick. Before we do have a look inside, I wanted to do something quickly. I've got a cable here. I don't have an Android phone, but I wonder what happens if we plug the Apple in. So let's do that. Turn the power on. See if it remembers the logo, since I've already fully unplugged it. Yes, okay. Now let's try plugging in the phone. The phone is charging and something is happening. It's asking me to trust this computer or not, so I'll press trust. Okay, so it is mirroring, so we can actually go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube Studio and flip the picture. How do we flip the picture? Okay, well, it wouldn't flip. Let's try just YouTube. Let's go to my own channel. And let's go to this one. Okay, so side by side, you can see it's glitchy and it's delayed. But it is mirroring the iPhone, so that's good. Okay, let's try another something. I'm going to try going to Waze, which is the app I use for driving. Okay, so it does work with navigation over the phone. That's not a problem. So now let's pull it apart. So to pull it apart, we remove the 4 screws, which are 2 on this side, right here, I've just removed them, and 2 on the other side. and the unit will literally fall apart. Inside, what we find is just an LCD panel with a typical touchscreen. Excuse my fingers, I've been painting. The little board, which is literally just your controls. There's no logic on there. There's maybe a transistor or two. There is a button, however. That's the reset button. So it's just your interface. There's buttons and SD card slots, and all our main unit is here. So there is nothing else in the box. We've got the LCD cable. We've got the touchscreen cable, the 4-pin typical resistive touchscreen. We've got the cable for the SD card and all of the buttons. We've got a little Bluetooth antenna here. Let me zoom in so you can see. It's actually, I'll see if I can cover that, because that, there we go, that throws all the camera balance out. So let me zoom in and so you can see it up close. So here is the little Bluetooth antenna. That's your normal antenna for the stereo. We've got a little Bluetooth module here. Then we've got our main processor, which is F1C200S, and that's what's doing everything else. We've got the amplifier here, capacitor, which looks quite cheap, and that's it. That's our audio output and main input, and there's nothing else. This power supply controller, and yeah, that's it. That's all we've got there. So there is not much else to see. It's a very simple, very plain radio. I've put my Sony apart before and it's stuffed with electronics. This one, not so much. So this is it. There's not much to see. So I think this port at the back, typically in your branded radio, that little port would be for your steering control, but in this case I think this is a firmware update, because it looks like it's right next to the chip here, and that would be a firmware update. So if you have updated the firmware, you'd need something, probably RS-232 or something like that. So there's a fuse, which is 10 amps, and the radio was getting quite warm at the back there. That's where the main processor is, and the amp. That's it for this video. So if you do want to buy this, if you can't afford the technology and you wanted something cool to play with, yeah, by all means, it works. You know, if you have patience, it works. But for me, I'd like to enjoy the music quickly. So I'd want to press something, you know, if I'm driving, I don't want to focus, oh, why is this not working? Come on, press, load. I just want to press the button and listen to music, which is why I'm happy with my little Sony. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, by the way. I just really love my Sony. So do get it. If you were selling your car, for example, that's fine. As you saw, little trick, you go to logo and you enter 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can choose a logo, boot logo. Or if you just want to upgrade, if you have, you know, no touch screen at all, no MP3, no Bluetooth, yeah, get this $50 radio. It'll do its job by any means. So that's it for today's review of this unbranded 7012B radio. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Ask me questions. My name is Max. I will see you next time. Bye.